Does anyone have any corrections? Okay, do I hear a motion we accept the minutes as read?
Motion.
Okay, Donnie made a motion to accept it and Wanda seconded. Okay, on May 14th, I have a meeting with the different municipalities of Union County and South Carolina DOT. And so Frank Hart said it would be a time that we could talk to this man. He's coming from Columbia. It says, let me see if I can find his name. Jason Johnson. And he's a district engineer. And so it says, I hope everyone is doing well. Would you check your availability on Tuesday, 14th of May? I have asked Jason Johnston, South Carolina DOT District Engineer, to come over and give us an update on SC DOT projects in Union County. This is also a great time to discuss any South Carolina DOT related concerns in your jurisdiction. And so I'm going to go and I was talking to Ted, and we've come up with the manhole coming in on Union Road, you know, where it's so deep and you hit against that. And then above the ball field on Summit Drive, it's low there. And I'm gonna talk to him about putting, see if they would put the terracotta under Robert Ellis's drive where it was taken out, because water just flows there. So those are the things that I've come up with. So that's what I wanted to meet with you and see if you know any other areas that would be DOT. Gerald?
Lockhart, Canal Street, is it a DOT?
Yes, because I saw them spraying today, so we did.
That place in front of, beside between Eric Crawford's house, you know, what's that woman, Margaret?
Margaret?
Between her house and the manhole, it's broke. Larry's been complaining about it.
Okay,
He said they broke it, you know, they didn't fix it.
that's on the south side,
Yes, ma'am.
the manhole. Yeah, I looked at that.
It's right there on the edge of Larry's yard.
Okay, look up at that place. Okay,
Have we heard anything from county about putting that terracotta pipe out there on Carlton Alley? On Canal Street,
to put a pipe,
in the back alley behind my house there? It's totally collapsed.
okay, and that's the back
Yeah.
alley.
Yeah, I wonder if, now that's the county,
If it's county,
responsibility.
Oh,
And I was just asking the question, if you had called y'all, Shannon, have you heard anything from them? I went by and talked with them, and told them it needed to be replaced, fixed.
okay, so, it's a pipe that has to be replaced?
Terracotta pipe.
Terracotta, okay. Okay, I'll ask them if that's theirs too, I'll ask if that's theirs too, and that's going down toward, Canal Road. Okay, anything else? Anything up on the hill, Wanda, that you noticed that I know of? Okay, then I've got my notes, and I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna go at 12:30 on 14th of May. If anybody else wants to go with me? You wanna go, Donnie?
What's that?
The 14th of May, it's on a Tuesday,
Now, who's that gonna be in?
12:30. It's at the, they call it Union Works.
I'll check my schedule at the house and I'll get back to you.
Okay,
Cause
okay, yeah.
right now, I don't know.
So that's on Main Street. All right, we've got that one. Okay, now, I'm going to read this letter. This is from Mallory Thomas. To the Lockhart Town Council, Mayor Connie Porter, Council Members Donnie Adams, Gerald Smallwood, Wanda Steen. From Council Member Mallory Thomas. I, Mallory Thomas, resign from Lockhart Town Council effective this day due to family health issues. Sincerely, Mallory Thomas, and it was April the 29th. So do I hear a motion that we accept her resignation? Gerald made a motion, and do I hear a second?
Second.
And Donnie seconded. So now we've, put in the paper, we have to put in the 4th and the 11th, stating that we're having a special election. The election will be July the 23rd, and they can pick up their papers to their petitions, and they have to be turned in at noon, May 24th.
The election's gonna be when?
July 23rd,
July 21st.
3rd.
Third.
He said it had to be
Drop it and
13 Tuesdays from the time she resigned, you know, is how he figured the 23rd. Seems like a long way away, doesn't it? Okay. Now, Wednesday, when I was at the courthouse, Frank Hart wanted to meet with me. He wants me to meet with Mitch Sinclair and talk about Jacob's Well. I told him that I really needed to talk to the council because this was just not my, you know, it's not my decision what we do with the building. I know I've sent notice, you know, that the people who are in there, I think Steve's leaving the 19th of May. And I don't know when Lisa and David are leaving, but they're going to Hawaii. Frank wants us to let Mitch continue having the building. Mitch says he has 3 other ministers working with him, looking for a place. My suggestion is if we let Mitch have it, of course we have to do an ordinance, you know, which we didn't do before. But it would go back the way it was supposed to be and be a missionary, where it's not a place to live. You know, he couldn't bring people in as, you know, their residency. But missionary groups could come in and, you know, like it was supposed to be. The missionary groups would come in, they would work on the houses in the, wherever they would be working, you know, in Union County, and they would have a place to stay while they're there. If somebody is burned out or something of that sort, you know, they could stay a few days until they, you know, get their insurance or place settled. But that's just my suggestion that, you know, but I don't want it to be completely up to me. It just cannot be a place to live. Because, you know, as it's been, it just has not been a missionary anymore as far as where the groups could come and stay. Like it used to be.
now that would be just to have somebody here, what, maybe, just say during a revival or something like that, or some kind of mission.
It could be a revival or.
Nothing full-time.
No, it would be like groups, you know how missionary groups come in and they go to the houses, you know, those kids. And normally they bunk out in churches, church basements, or family life centers or whatever. That, you know, these groups could stay up there.
Now, county's got control of that building, that's the county's building up for now, right? The schoolhouse?
Oh, we're not talking about the schoolhouse, we're talking
You
about
talking
the
about the
hospital.
hospital,
Hope
right.
Hospital,
Okay.
yeah, Hope Hospital.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be a residency like it is now.
Well, the reason I said schoolhouse right there,
Oh,
we'll get
that's
down to
Union
the,
County.
to the library satellite thing in there.
Yeah, that's Union County. But, so, you know, I don't want anything to be my decision, you know. I just think that it should be the council. If you can think of anything else to do with the building, or, you know, and a lease would only be for a year. This 20-30 year thing, you know, it has to be for a year to see how it works.
I thought the library was gonna move in.
Well,
I was gonna take them.
right, the library would move into where Dr. Wentz's office was.
I'm gonna have.
And then the bedrooms would be put back for groups to stay. And the library would be over in the other side of the building.
Okay, that building's gonna be under our thumb, our control, right? We
Right.
got to say of what goes there and what doesn't come there,
We
right?
would do that before we lease it. We would put it on a lease. We would do a lease for a year, but we would put on the lease.
When they come, if somebody comes here and wants to lease that building right there, I think we should do a good screening on whoever it is and find out something about their background. We didn't do that with that group that's up there now, okay? and I suggested that we lease it no longer
The 1 year.
than a year.
But now if we lease it to Mitch, which is a missionary, we would not charge.
Yeah.
You know, you can't charge.
Mhm.
But see, and I've read this before, it said, this will be our home base where multiple functions will occur. I gave you one of these, didn't I? Okay. So it says, I've got one extra one if anybody wants to. File harder. Okay. The mission housing, with mission groups will be able to stay here for housing. You know, we had that college came and stayed, you know, before it became a missionary,
Mhm.
you know, and they stayed. And they stayed about a week, didn't they?
Yeah, might have been longer than that, I don't remember, but it was.
Yeah. They stayed, I think they stayed a couple of weeks.
They
And they
were only
stayed
here
there.
for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
I think so too.
And so it would be similar to that. According to his paper, mission groups will be able to stay here for housing. The facilities will have beds, bathrooms, shower, kitchen facility, dining hall, and laundry. Now, food and clothing distribution will give away food goods as well as clothing. This includes fresh and frozen canned food, which they get from Mount Etna. That's where the food comes from. And then it tells how it will be set up. And then it says a soup kitchen, but now I don't know if they would still have that. But they wanted a small Bible study, they wanted a men's breakfast group, they wanted a mom's morning hour, senior adult. If he's got 3 ministers working with him, I feel that they could take turns and come in and do this, or if somebody needed to talk to them, you know, that there would be enough ministers to come in and take care of the problem, you know, and talk to them. Or a place for, you know, people to stay, but we would have to do a lease. You know, we would have to do a proper lease, and we would have to do an ordinance first. But, you know, I just, I knew I had to meet with them, but I just wanted to really, you know, take this up with all of you, like you might wanna do with the hospital. And it would be for a year, and they would maintain it, the grass cutting and the upkeep and for a year. And then if it works out for a year, we'll lease it for another.
Well,
But it just would not be a home, it wouldn't be where people just come in and live.
It would be
Permanently.
back like it was before.
It would be like it was before. I
and
thought-
we need to discuss this some more in length, because we're moving at a fast pace.
Right, and I only
So
have till the
we
end of the
need
month.
to look into this totally. If nobody goes in there, what we gonna do,
Right,
okay? I know we got the library
right,
folks looking, but you
not the
know,
library.
there's a good library over in the schoolhouse up there too. You know,
Right, but that's depending on what Union County's gonna do with
Right,
it. Because
right.
I've already, you know, we talked to Rita, that if they make it into, a college or preschool or whatever, the library would move up there.
Mhm.
She would be happy to move up there.
And
we've
I'm
already
not
talked-
against-
No, we've already talked to her about it, and she's, you know, in agreement that that would be a good place, but that's up to the county. The
And
county
I'm not
gets that
against the
school.
library moving up in hospital,
Right.
don't get me wrong. But I mean, you know, maybe you might have a better facility up at the schoolhouse if that should come about.
So, what do you think we should do about the mission?
Like I said, I think we need to discuss it a little more.
Okay, well, we have to do it before the end of the month, so we'll have another special meeting, or we'll just discuss it
When
one-on-one.
we can go to executive session if we have to, and meet it at our regular council meeting in this month.
This is our meeting, this is our council meeting.
Okay, this is it for the month, well, we'll go in and talk about it later.
Then you want, okay, so at the end of our
Maybe
meeting,
next Monday, when you're
Oh,
off,
okay.
we can discuss it again.
okay. Can we have an executive meeting, like that?
Do you
Without having a
consider
regular
that to
meeting?
be a contractual matter?
Mhm.
Okay, well, you can do it.
Okay,
I don't like it, but you can do it.
well, that's rather than us go in there and y'all sit around and just wait, you know. And if Donnie doesn't wear his hearing aid, then I'll be hear it anyway,
Oh, okay.
because I hollered at him. Okay, so, I guess, do I hear a motion that we put this on hold until further discussion? Donnie made a motion, do I hear a second? Gerald seconds it? You didn't have any comment, Gerald?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, and I'll check the calendar and we'll try to do this next Monday. Now, the library satellite. This also came from Frank Hart. The library has requested $30,000 from the county to fund satellite centers in each outlying municipality. At our last budget workshop, council removed these requested funds from the budget because we are not in a deficit this year. I wanted to see if each municipality would be willing to split the cost 50% with the county to provide these services in each community, $5,000 per municipality. The mission of the satellite offices would be to provide homework help to youth, workforce development, and census, which we have to do a census this year. I believe it could be worth the investment for the census. Currently, I believe the City of Union qualifies as LMI for grant purposes. It is imperative that we get an accurate census demographic count, as the next census will lock eligibility for the next 10 years. Please let me know if your municipality would be willing to partner with the county on this, and I will go back to my council and request the funds to match. We could do this as a pilot program, and each municipality determined if they believe there is enough benefit to continue going forward. You wanna read it?
Mhm.
He told me that Carlisle said they could only give 1,500, you know, so. I know we can't give that full amount. We just don't have it.
Are we financially able to do that?
No,
Okay.
no, we, you know, I mean,
Could we give anything?
we, 500? That's not a lot, but Carlisle said they could give 1,500, but see, Carlisle, they have income, you know. I just don't.
If we're not financially able, I mean, I couldn't run my household on something that I didn't have. So I mean, hey, I'm all for us helping and doing what we can, and if we could give them 10,000, I'd be glad to do that, but if we can't do 5, we do what we can.
One thing Mitch told me, which we'll have to do a lease with Rita, we can't just let her go in. They did a handshake. Rita said that they would help with the power bill and the bill for the computers, and they did a handshake, and he said they never gave him any money. So we've got to, you know, we've got to make sure that they pay the power bill up there. You know, it's gotta be in the lease that the library's going to have to. I know we don't have this much money. Once we sign it, that's per year. I believe that's per year. So, is that something that we should think about?
When you think about it,
I don't think we have
I
to.
mean, we got a lot of big stuff here, which happened just that quick, and we've got to put some thought in behind it
I
and
know it,
prepare for it.
I know. So I think that we need to just table it and, discuss that later too. See our finances and see what we can afford.
Well,
But I don't know when we have to have the answer to this, doesn't say.
Like I said, look at our finances and see if there's any way that we could possibly. If not, I mean, you know, I said we try to do what we could when we can.
Okay, well, we'll just table this and we'll look at our
Okay.
finances, see what we have to pay out, which we'll leave that, we'll
Okay.
have Shannon check all this and see if it's possible that we have anything left.
Right.
So do I hear a motion that we table it? For later,
And, you know,
okay,
I'm thinking, we pay out, just say we paid out $5,000 to do this.
right,
And then it just falls flat. We took that $5,000 off of the way from it. Now, that's gonna bring me back around to this next part, is schoolhouse library up there. Okay?
okay,
So, I mean, we got a perfectly good library up there, and I don't know what the county's got plans for that building right there. But they already control it, and it's already there. That's the way they put it in there if they wanted to, it'd be no investment. But,
I can talk to Frank Hart and see if they've taken over the building yet. I
Yeah,
don't know whether it's
that-
final yet or not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still padlocked up, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking that no, they don't have control over it yet.
but, speak with Frank
Yeah,
and
I
see if they have.
I will.
And that would be my suggestion, that'd save all the municipalities money.
Yeah, Rita she was happy when, I talked about the school library,
Mhm.
because that would give her more room too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everything's already set up.
Yep.
So I'll talk to Frank Hart about the school,
Okay.
I will. Okay. So we'll just table this for the time being until I can talk to Frank and then we'll bring it up again, okay? Alright, now, Gerald Smallwood went to a meeting Wednesday, I couldn't go, and it was for a simulation if something happens to the floodgates. So how did that go, Gerald?
It went pretty good. We had people from all over the state join in, people from up part of the river, down part of the river, and then shut it off. The floodgates, water go to the river, bypass and stuff like that. They have an emergency down here with floods. They would open the floodgates over there. When you hear the bells go off, it will be a different type of bells, they said, than what you hear now on Thursday morning. What's his name,
Stone?
Stone, he was talking about, they would notify people up the stream and down the stream, but down the stream, that they was gonna get more water, heavy water down the stream, from the river. They had EPD people there, they had, people from, what do you call that, Salvation Army, they wasn't there, they didn't show up, but, the Red Cross was there, there's people all over the state there. Me, that's what's going on, they was talking about, they was talking about, what we would do, who we would call first. We would call 911, they would dispatch the fire departments. And the fire departments would get manpower down here, go around town council be involved, working with who was in charge. We would have a man station set up for your person to relay all the messages to, let them know what's going on. He would refer it back to them and let them know, go to house, identifying people, getting them out, make sure everybody's getting on high ground. It's where it's flooded like we begged and needing them in 1984, I believe. I think that's what it said. They, it went pretty good though.
All right. So let's call a council meeting next Monday. Monday at 10 o'clock, would that be okay?
Monday,
Monday at 10?
Monday coming?
Monday coming. We'll have a executive meeting.
Okay, don't we have a meeting at the firehouse on the 14th, a county one?
Yeah, the 14th at 4:30, we meet with the county. They're having their meeting. And I just felt like, you know, this was just too much for us to all bring up, you know, at that meeting, so that I decided, because I wanted all this taken care of before the 14th, because my meeting was at 12:30. So that's why I had this today, but we have one at 4:30 with the county council.
Okay.
That's the 14th.
The 14th at 4:30.
Who's that gonna be at?
That's gonna be at the powerhouse, and, the ones that I've gone to, a lot of Union County people are at that meeting, you know, but it's open to the public, you know, it's just their county council meeting. What they've done is they go around to the different municipalities and have their meeting, and it gives them a chance, you know, each municipality a chance to come to the meetings. And it's at 4:30 at the powerhouse.
Everyone involved right here.
Yes. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to discuss here?
I'd just like to remind you, during your executive session, according to law,
Okay.
no vote can be taken.
Okay.
It has to
We
be an
just
open
discussed it.
session.
Okay.
Now, you can come out of executive session
And then vote.
and have the vote.
Okay.
Discussion on it.
On discussion on.
Discussion on it. And you cannot poll the members to ask them how they're going to vote.
Right.
And that's the same thing as a vote.
Yeah. But you can ask each one what their opinion is. Yeah, that's what I
Well,
want,
that's what
is
we
their
do.
opinion.
I mean, yeah, just for us to get some more information, a thought of how we need to go, or what we need to do, or then, you know,
Yeah.
do that.
And I just wanted to do this before I met with Frank Hart and Mitch.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, you know, I don't want everything to be just my decision. It's our decision, you know.
Did you say?
We're meeting, the 14th at 12:30 for the
Yeah.
DOT.
Okay.
Mhm. And I haven't made any date with Mitch and Frank on the mission. I just need to talk with council first, and then let them know. Anything else anyone here wants to discuss while we're here?
Something that we ought to think about in the future,
Okay.
and it might be something talking, is us establishing an EOC down here, Emergency Operations Center, in case it's ever flood or anything down here. I mean, just say this town hall got flooded out. We need to be up on higher ground. Yet we got the old water plant up there, we'll have the hospital, possibly have something to do, but that's just something we need to think about.
Mhm.
The sheriff's department did say they would bring the command bus if they had to. You got a command bus, that can control everybody was, you know, go to the person and say what you need, let them know, he'll let them know, command. Yeah, it's a way for them to get in contact, 911 was going to them.
We have a lot to think about. I said, we have a lot to think about this week.
Mhm.
Okay. Do I hear a motion we adjourn?
I make a motion.
Donna made a motion to adjourn, Wanda seconded. Meeting is adjourned. You got us, Devin?